Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody.
No catchphrases, please.
Okay, well, I liked it. Fine. Wyatt, you're going to have to cut that.
I feel like,
Just don't cut it.
catchphrases are good, right?
Well, then why don't you want them?
But, because there's an interjection there,
Yeah.
they have to
Saw
come
that.
naturally.
I felt that came very naturally.
I feel like it's just because you're hearing your own voice. and
You
you're
know,
like,
I'm just riding the high right now. However, we were supposed to do this in the morning, and then we were supposed to do it in the afternoon, and here we are doing it in the evening. Evening. It's late.
Don't
It's
mind
not
me.
that late. It's
Sorry,
like
I wasn't being silent for no reason, although I didn't really have anything to add to that.
other than
I
it
was-
was true.
Don't mind me, I'm burping. We
We don't need a play-by-play every time
dude,
you
listen, man.
pass gas
This
in,
is
in one
absolutely
way or another.
no. This is just it's not the cam gas cam. Cam gas.
The cam gas cam. Hey,
Yeah, no, we don't need that.
No, you're right.
This is also an audio-only podcast as of right now.
as of right now,
So, all I'm
footage will be
saying,
coming later.
all I'm saying is, right? Don't try to make it happen. You know?
Make it happen, dude.
You just. I feel like also, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Good, right? How many radio announcers use that?
You know, I've never heard it.
How many people, especially now in the age of
Hey,
podcasts,
throw it in the comments. Let us know how many times have you heard
Jesus.
that.
Ugh. Ugh.
Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell.
Yeah, on whatever platform this is
Whatever
on
platform.
currently.
I'm sure there's a bell of some kind.
Insert platform here.
Okay.
I just feel like, especially in the age of the internet, which apparently we're using right now, it's pretty neat.
Yeah. Have you seen it? Have you guys heard about it?
I don't think I've
you
seen
have.
it.
Hopefully you guys have heard of it, and that's how you're listening
Well,
to us.
I've been told that the internet is like a series of tubes.
Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to record all of these podcasts and put them on vinyl.
I think that would be too self-masturbatory. You know, like
That's
it's just
a
like,
great word. What the fuck does
yeah,
that mean?
It literally it means what it's it literally just means. Like,
I mean, I get the context.
Hey, you
Like,
want
I'm
to
gonna-
put,
I'm
you want
gonna
me to
jerk
put on
myself off.
Yeah, you want me
Yeah.
to put on a nice record, and it's just
Yeah.
you and me talking.
Sure.
Like, that's not bad, but who is it for besides us?
I mean, exactly. But like,
That's the only
that's
people
also,
that it has to be for.
exactly. But that's also marketable, right? Because it's like, you know,
Yeah,
there's
welcome to the
finite amount.
optics.
Exactly.
The
you know,
marketing
and then the cool
side
thing.
of
So
everything.
here's the thing that I like about vinyls, is that the only time that it's going to sound the best is the first time you listen to it. It'll never sound the same after the first time you listen to it.
That's poetic.
Right? Isn't it beautiful?
I think it is. But all I'm saying, this is where I was going.
Yeah. Go ahead.
In the age of the internet, a series of tubes, so I've been told, that I haven't seen.
I haven't seen these tubes.
Yeah, I don't know if they exist. I don't know what the internet is.
Well, the internet exists, so it must be tubes.
But I can't verify, you know.
Right.
Like, I just punch in some numbers on my phone, and then things happen. Sounds a little
Sounds
fake.
a little, yeah. Sounds like fake
Where
news.
is this going? Where's it going?
Where is this going?
the
Where did-
cloud?
I
What
thought we were
cloud?
talking about this conversation. I don't know where this conversation
No,
is
I'm
going.
talking about where, like, the internet goes. Like,
Those are ovaries.
that's Wyatt is googling fallopian tubes.
Which, yeah.
I'm assuming that's
Which,
is that where this podcast is going?
actually, yes. That is exactly
That's
what-
the series of tubes.
That's exactly
That's the
where
series
this-
of tubes. Okay, I get it now.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I literally have no clue
I mean,
what
I
the
have no
internet
idea.
is made out of. It
The-
could be fallopian tubes.
What if the internet is just like, you remember like how like you had those operators who like plugged in a bunch of like cables and whatnot, you
The
know, back when-
switchboard.
Yeah, the switchboard back in like before there were like smartphones and shit.
In case this picks up on the audio, Wyatt is exiting the room to talk to his girlfriend,
don't think
just so
it's-
everyone knows.
I don't think it's gonna pick up on the.
I just like
the audio.
I like
But
the BTS. I like
I
the
do too.
BTS.
So yeah, I'm glad that he brought up fallopian tubes. Because
I don't know enough about women or the internet
Oh,
to
same.
verify that the internet is not made out of fallopian tubes.
That's very true.
But
It could be.
before we go on this tangent,
Yeah.
hold your thought.
Sure.
All I'm saying is, in the era of things being able to be consumed at any time of day, this
Sure.
isn't Good Morning America, right?
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Probably overdone.
You know, you're probably right. You know, but that being said, like if it works, it works. You know what I mean? Why go do the hard work and like try to figure out your own thing that may or may not work whenever there's an equation. It's like, why am I going to go try to figure out the Pythagorean theorem again? You know what I mean?
Once
Why
again,
don't I just copy
what is that?
Exactly.
What
the
are
fuck
shapes
are
made out of?
triangles?
What are shapes made out of?
What are they though? Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. Like
They're
we say that
concepts.
they're shapes,
It's
right?
a concept.
But there's a shape. This is I don't even fucking know. Shapes. What are they made out of? Because
Well,
the thing is,
it depends.
Everything's made out of atoms.
No,
A shape.
vertices.
The thing is, right? This table that we're on right now is a square, right? It's
Sure.
made out of table, but
It's
not
made
every
out of metal and plastic, right?
But okay, my point still stands.
Sure.
Because not every square is made out of table materials, right?
What the fuck is table materials?
What is whatever
the fuck
a
is
fucking
that?
table is made out of?
But it can.
But that's the thing, is that it's obtuse, right? What constitutes a square? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you use that word correctly. Obtuse.
I mean, we are talking about shapes.
We are talking about shapes,
and also,
but the
okay,
concept
you've
of
literally,
shapes is not obtuse.
I'm not arguing with you about the word obtuse, Josh.
Yeah, especially since we've had this, and you're the one who helped me.
This is a previous off-mic conversation that Josh and I have had.
Argument.
He did
it was
not
an argument.
know.
Say what it is. Say what it was.
It was a heated
Discussion.
It was a one-sided discussion. I'm really close to my mic because I'm very passionate about this.
We both are.
Josh did not know the meanings of the words
Okay.
obtuse. Nope. Let me finish. He did not know the meanings or applications of the words obtuse and acute.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, okay, is there are multiple ways that you can apply, like how you just did. Like, you did not apply obtuse correctly.
I did.
Obtuse means an angle above 90 degrees. You were talking about, isn't that what it means? Now you got me. Wyatt, you need to come back so you can Google this.
We're
Okay.
falling apart with that, Wyatt.
Give me-
Okay,
yeah, dude,
so
honestly.
100% you're correct
Okay, thank you. Then why are you
on this point. But obtuse also means... read it.
Okay, what does it mean, Cameron?
No, read it.
I want to know. I want to make...
already had this conversation.
Well, say it again.
Off mic,
Okay.
Josh.
All right.
Please. And mind you, I was correct.
So, it has two meanings. The first meaning, well, I'm going to start with the second one because that's the one that I'm correct in. An angle more than 90 degrees and less than 180. Okay? However, there is another definition to it. Annoyingly insensitive or slow to understand. So, explain to me the application of obtuse in the way of shapes. Like,
So
are you saying that
whenever-
we're slow to understand shapes, or like what
no,
are we?
No. Okay, so the colloquial meaning, to my knowledge, the way that it is applied in the modern lexicon.
Oh, I don't want to hear that because that's how I applied acute. I think like
You
small.
didn't.
I thought I applied acute as like small.
But it wasn't a correct way.
Well, then what you're describing
Nope.
right now. Okay, go ahead. Continue your thought about the colloquial use of obtuse.
Is that something is essentially weird or
Ambiguous?
I guess vague. Yeah,
Ambiguous.
exactly. It's obtuse.
I mean
right?
that like when you say a word and you just like get the feeling, it's like a vibe, right? That's definitely
Sure.
That definitely is the vibe I get from obtuse. Is like it's odd or it's
Yeah, exactly.
like
But regardless,
the lacks specification.
it's been a while since we've had this conversation, but it still sticks in my mind
Of
because
course it does,
I
'cause
believe
you
it
remember
was-
everything.
I believe it was acute that the
It was
the
acute.
conversation started out with.
I remember.
and
acute.
Acute is the one that means below 90 degrees, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Mathematically.
Yeah, but I don't
And
remember the application
you
that I did
and
for
I
it. I
believe
think I was
you
describing
thought-
something small. I
Yeah.
thought I was describing something
But
small.
I said I was acutely aware of something.
No.
Or-
I don't think that's right. I don't think.
And
that's
you were
right.
like, you below 90 degrees?
No. See, no, because I remember the conversation. You're remembering it wrong.
Okay.
Because I
now
know.
I'm remembering it wrong.
I'm pretty sure.
I
At
think
least
I'm being gaslit.
you
live-
might be, but this
live
is the
on
feeling.
mic.
This is the feeling. It's okay. But like, because I wasn't under. I didn't know that it meant below 90. You know, I thought acute was like small. Like, and I was describing something that like acute and small. I can't remember exactly, but I remember it was acute, and I remember that you're the one who educated me on the fact that it meant below 90 degrees, and that is which also
I actually don't think I was using it in the mathematical sense.
I don't think you're
I
the one
was
who
using
used
it. I think I was using it like an acute sickness, an illness, or something like that, because that's the other application.
Is here. Let's.
I only remember this conversation because I know Josh was wrong. The point is,
here, check this out. So
it doesn't matter how Josh was wrong. All that matters
I
is
was
that
wrong.
he was.
It's okay. That's rare for me to admit that. So there are two. There are two definitions for acute. Neither of which are below 90 degrees, by the way.
What is an acute angle?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'll Google that one.
It's below 90, isn't it?
You read the other definitions.
So,
it's fine. I'll get this part.
The first definition, in parentheses, of a bad, difficult, or unwelcome situation or phenomenon, in parentheses, present or experienced to a severe or intense degree.
I think it's present, not present.
You're probably right. I don't know. Did I say so?
It's fine.
Present or no. Yeah, present. What did I say? Present?
You said present.
Okay, like presenting. Well, okay, but presenting to a severe degree, like, okay. Anyway, either way. And then second, having or showing a perceptive understanding or insight / shrewd.
Acute angles measure less than 90 degrees.
So what the fuck? How is that okay? How is that okay?
Yeah, I mean,
what?
Okay, this is not an English podcast. It is educational.
Yes,
I'm learning.
I'm learning too.
But
I'm learning too.
Fuck, not only math,
but
also English.
I agree.
Wyatt's nodding in agreement. He's back, by the way.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, how did it go with your girlfriend? Is she mad? Oh yeah, that's not good.
This is our third episode of the night. We're recording back to back tonight. BTS,
back to back.
BTS.
That's it.
It's my favorite K-pop band. Also,
are they K-pop?
Yes. Also, not my favorite K-pop band.
Who's your favorite K-pop band?
Blackpink.
Pretty savage.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
I don't know that song.
It's a great song. You should listen to it. It's because I actually have Blackpink in my playlist, and that's the only song I have.
Nice.
Shout out Blackpink.
Shout out my boy Kyle living down in Texas.
Hi, Kyle.
Because he is the one that actually got me into Blackpink initially.
Well, see, and like here's the thing: is like if you don't like J-pop or K-pop, like you're racist because
I agree.
They make some really good music.
I agree.
Like there's some really decent music.
Yeah, no, that's purely you are xenophobic and hateful. And there is no other reason why you would dislike K-pop, actually.
Or maybe you're deaf. You know, maybe you're indifferent. You don't really care about music.
Yeah,
in
well,
general.
I mean, like, you can like feel like you can get real close to like a speaker and like feel the vibrations if you're deaf. You know,
Sure.
And you can be like, these are good, like Marky Mark. These are good vibrations.
Sure.
Yeah. It's
Sure.
such a free sensation.
Well, I mean, that I would argue that that's one of the best is whenever you're listening to music or watching a movie or whatever it may be, and you can feel the sound. Most people, I think, would agree. Why? Like that's one of the big reasons why people love going to the movie theater, right?
It's true.
Because like
Dolby Atmos.
And let's be honest, because like I burped that time.
BTS.
Because let's be real, you go to the movie theater and like it looks like shit. Like it's not great.
It's not great quality.
It's not great. Like you definitely
it's
get
a blown up image.
Right, exactly. You get and it's on like it's a projector and there are some really nice projectors out there, but like let's be honest, like it doesn't look great. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
If
you
want-
go there to feel your ass
Exactly.
rumbling whenever Godzilla comes
it's-
on screen, brother.
Fuck yeah. That's what I want to see. And it gives
so
a whole block cancer.
before we get too far off this, calling out Wyatt again.
Yes.
We are block recording this tonight, as I was saying.
Yeah.
This is episode 3. This is episode 3 officially as
Yeah.
well. Very cool.
This is
This is we're deteriorating in quality quickly, but
I think we're improving.
Yeah,
Because
no.
we actually stayed on the conversation of obtuse and acute for a lot longer than we did the other two.
that is true. We're getting better.
We're
We're
getting
becoming
more-
less frantic.
Exactly.
But Wyatt was the one that said, calling you out right now, bud. Let's do one more. Even though
That is true.
his girlfriend wants a drink.
A Baja Blast slushy.
Yes, from Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Where else can you get a Baja Blast?
You
Well,
can
you can
get them
buy
in cans.
Yeah,
now.
that's true. That's true.
But
Or
slushy,
bottles.
you would have to
Dude.
make yourself with one of those slushy fleshlight
Is that
looking
is,
things.
is that how they do that? We should get some of those, by the way.
I
I've
agree.
seen them on Instagram.
And you were gonna say TikTok, weren't you?
I
I feel like that's where they blew up first.
You know, you're probably right. I spend too much time on both Instagram and TikTok.
Fair enough. I don't.
Are you kidding me?
Okay,
You liar.
I am the social media side.
Yes, he is.
BTS.
BTS.
Of this entire production. That's what I enjoy. I try not to spend a ton of time. I don't spend any time on TikTok, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm the one who spends the time on
TikTok. Josh is one of the only people that sends me TikToks, and he usually sends me links via DM on Instagram.
Are you on TikTok?
I literally have a page.
Well, shit, I need to...
You could have just been sending them to me.
I
there.
apologize.
And I meant to tell you that the other night.
Yeah,
but
that's on you.
Before we go too far off topic,
Yeah.
we're trying to keep these rails straight tonight. Straight rails.
Hey, nothing against gay people.
Nothing against gay people, though. That's true.
That's true.
Thank you, Wyatt. Wyatt may not have a girlfriend after tonight.
Hopefully she does.
It depends. It might be better for business if he doesn't.
Well, see, or like maybe we could make it an episode. We have him come on here and then we'll mediate and we'll help them work through their
we just
differences.
stand by. We give them the mics and the headphones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we let them hash it out on air.
I agree.
I like that.
I
like
think
that.
Depending, because I know, like right now, we are not trying to take up a ton of time.
True.
For Wyatt.
This is going to be a shorter episode because of...
It won't be.
It probably won't be because there's still something I really want to talk about that we spoke about before this episode.
Okay, good. But regardless, if Wyatt doesn't have a girlfriend, we don't have to block record these because we can just shoot these babies out whenever. Yeah,
I mean, I do have like work, and so does Wyatt.
I'm
I have
employed.
a wife. I do have a wife, but let's.
Okay, listen up, ladies, gents, they, thems. And all of the other pronouns.
Zers.
Of which, I'm not even going to try to pronounce them. I don't want to embarrass myself.
I will.
Yeah.
I think... But
Zers.
I think...
Is it like that?
It is. And
okay.
I think they would appreciate you just like putting in the effort. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
Well,
I think they like to be included.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I think, honestly, it just depends on the person.
Well,
right? Individual level, because some of them probably will appreciate the effort.
Sure.
Some of them will probably be offended that I got it wrong.
Oh, I mean, you're right. But like you can't...
Listen, man, all I'm saying, people of any ethnicity, race, gender, creed, sexuality, I'm the only one with no obligations right now.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
Hit me up on the gram, Universe by Cam.
And Same Page Productions.
Yeah.
LLC.
Well, I mean, these are my DMs, okay, that I want people sliding into.
I kind of want to see them too.
I will not show Josh.
I'm gonna filter through. You have to pass my standards to be able to date my friend,
okay,
or
so let's
have a hookup, whatever.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not looking to date nobody right now.
You whore.
So all I'm saying, you can slide in my DMs, okay?
And apparently somewhere else too.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Hey, try everything once.
Yeah,
man.
just be sliding everywhere apparently,
dude. Some aerogel.
I'm saying
Aeroglide.
Astroglide.
That's it.
Okay, that's the only time I can mention them. That's it.
Okay, that's it. That's the one. This podcast.
That's the one.
Yeah,
we mentioned another one, and I don't think you
Did we?
You wrote it down. It's fine. We are keeping track.
Yes.
For everyone at home.
If you guys have heard the last,
we're
podcast,
trying to
you know
actively.
what we're doing.
We're trying to actively not mention these people, these brands, I should say, because brands are not people. Don't
First one's free. Well, actually, fun fact. Like, did you know that if you do like put your name or like your organization into like a company or LLC or whatever, it does count as a entity and like a person, and they're capable of free speech and stuff. That was a huge thing.
May I finish?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
you can always finish, Cameron.
Thank you. Okay, anyway, hit me up on the gram. There is always a risk, apparently, of Josh. Josh does not have my personal Instagram account like on his phone. We share the Same Page Production ones on our phone, but there's always a slight chance, just because of our proximity to each other, that whatever you send me will be shown to him. So with that risk in mind, send me your best
pickup lines. Memes,
yeah. Wow. Yeah.
posts.
See, I couldn't think of anything. I was trying to like.
I saw you struggling.
Well, I was okay. So I was gonna say Goatse impression.
Yo. Shout out if you know what Goatse is.
I literally had to stop myself because I don't want Goatse impressions in my life.
Do, Cameron.
Yeah,
Wyatt,
I literally
are you Googling Goatse right now. Google it.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Did you Google it?
Okay, I'm so glad. How do we spell Goatse? Is it Goatse? I think.
IE. I thought it was IE.
I think it's just TSE.
I thought it was IE.
I don't think it is.
That's how I've always.
I think it's
looked it up.
Goatse. You know,
Goatse. Is it like
Goatse.
French?
I actually think
It's
it
like
is.
French.
I'm not
I don't know.
joking.
I don't know where it originated, but it sounds like a French thing. I don't know what that means, but
well, okay, so we might just get a live Goatse reaction. His eyes got real big.
I don't know how to spell it.
Okay,
well,
I'm
spell
going to
it.
try it one more time. Wyatt says he doesn't know how to spell it. It is going to be Goatse, I believe.
and if it's not that, it's IE. That's how I've always. Found
Either
it.
way, Google should know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, but that being said, like, I just Goatse is a weird thing for it.
I think it is a foreign
Goatse.
thing. I did at one point watch Justin Wang's video on it. If you haven't subscribed to Justin Wang, huge shout out to the man. He covers obscure internet history. But
Yes.
I watched his video on it whenever it first came out, and that was whenever I learned the official spelling. I can't remember what the origin of the image is.
So you're
though.
100% confident that's the spelling.
I'm almost 100% confident.
Okay.
So
Well,
like
I mean,
I would
I'll
say
take it.
like
That's
I would say
pretty
like 88%.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good like percentage.
But yeah, so getting back to the root of this, don't send me your best Goatse impression.
Yes, and please don't send it to like the Same Page Productions. Like I don't want to look.
You
it up.
understand that us asking people to not do
They're
this,
probably
like,
gonna do that.
I-
Oh, okay. Wyatt found it. Wyatt found it. Uh-oh. I see his innocence leaving him right now.
the life is draining from his
That's
eyes
okay.
currently.
Or maybe it's going in there. He seemed intrigued.
I mean, there was a
That's
spark.
okay.
There was a spark of
Hey.
curiosity.
Again, like if that's what you're into, man, like dude, let your freak
Yeah.
flag fly.
So
I-
I'm
I
saying,
respect it.
I would say, send me your
I'm sorry,
best. I'd say like send me your best like troll face impression.
Oh
you
my
know?
god, that's troll face.
Yeah,
You couldn't
throw it
think of
back.
anything better.
I literally
No, Wojak.
Dude,
Dude,
send
give
me
me
your
your
best. No, give
Wojak.
me you and your friend, partner, your dog, whoever. You know, like the sad Wojak hugging the other
Yes.
Wojak. That's what I want.
Yeah, there
but
you
like
go.
just the straight faced one.
Perfect.
Yeah, either that
Perfect.
or like one of those distorted Wojaks that's like in hell and they're just like melting into the ground. Send me your best
Yeah.
impression of that. Do
Yeah,
your
yeah.
makeup,
Or,
for
dude,
that.
get crazy with it. Get
Yeah,
creative.
You literally become a Wojak.
Yeah, do it. However,
And I will, if I get enough of these, because I'm just asking for this.
that would
now.
be fun.
If I get enough of these, I'll like compile them onto like a wall flag or something.
Perfect, and we'll post it.
Yeah, IRL Wojaks.
We'll post
Because
it.
we're just-
I like that.
Can you tell that we're so hip with the kids talking about Wojaks?
I know, like literally. When was that? When was that big?
Dude, I don't even know anymore. No concept of time.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
I
have no idea.
I do feel as though being the unemployed boy currently that I am,
Yeah, you've got nothing but time.
butt time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
Don't
I'm
send
talking
us
about.
Goatse, please.
It's butt time.
Don't send us Goatse.
Yeah, Goatse equals butt time.
Yeah,
but
if you know, you know.
I don't have anything to do with my time, though, right? I have nothing but time. But besides this podcast, I have a lot of things up in the air right now, which I will divulge later because they are up in the air. I don't want to confirm or
Nor
deny. But I do lose track of time a lot.
100%.
It's very
easy to do.
strange. It's a
easy to
strange
do.
sensation, too,
It's
because
so easy to do.
it almost feels like how people describe like depression,
Sure.
right?
Everything
Because everything just kind of
melts
blends
together.
together.
Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
And it makes sense. But luckily, I am in a good enough headspace to just be dealing with unemployment and not depression.
Yeah.
But it is just so strange how whenever you don't have appointments or obligations,
Well,
everything just kind of
especially-
melds together.
Especially whenever you go from like having a full agenda and full schedule and everything to having nothing but time. You know,
Yeah.
like that's why people struggle with like retirement, right? Especially when they've worked for like 40, 50, 60 years, however long they've been working, and they've been working the same schedule, which you were working the same schedule for quite some time. And
Essentially working full time, because even whenever I was part time, they gave me full time hours because that was whenever
exactly. So-
we had the hours to go around.
Yeah.
I've been working essentially full time hours.
yeah, and that's
very
a
close
third
to
of
the same.
That's a third of your life.
Yeah, you haven't even said the time. 5 years, almost
Well,
exactly. 5
when
years.
I said a third of your time, I mean like a third of your week, every week. If you work 40 hours,
I was about to say 5 years is not a third of my life. I'm not 15.
It's a quarter though.
Yeah,
It's a quarter.
It is still a fourth of my
which
life.
is still a substantial amount.
I thought about that.
And then so yeah,
I thought about that the other day. I've been reflecting on my life a lot.
good
Having
as you should. Everybody should.
No, fuck
Introspective.
that. Don't
No,
be introspective.
introspective. It's important, guys. Know yourself. Know your worth.
It's just thank you, Drake.
Exactly. Hey, listen.
Don't finish that line, Josh. Be careful.
Copyright.
That's not why. Anyway.
I don't know the rest of the lyric. I've never listened to it.
Oh, but I believe that that line, the bar in the song ends with the N-word slur.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I have been thinking about that a lot. Just the idea that I have spent a fourth of my life not just working, but working the same job.
Sure.
You know, and it is strange because now that we've been doing this, right, just not just podcasting and recording itself, but
Sure.
also getting everything set up for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
Creatively.
strange because it almost feels like I'm more motivated now that I'm not working. And I
Oh,
know that
100%.
that's
Well-
very counterintuitive to a lot of people.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because here's my thought is like, because with the whole thing, idea of like time management, it can go both ways, right? It's like, and I literally just had this conversation with my wife, actually.
Shout out Josh's wife.
Hopefully she's cool with that. If not, you're going to bleep out her name.
Shout out. Insert name here. And then you can put in the time that I said her name already.
But it's going to be bleeped. Maybe.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, it could
it
go
could
either
be.
way.
Either way. It's
We'll,
neither here
we'll
nor
talk
there.
to
Anyway,
this is going to be a lot of instructions for Wyatt. I'm going to have to make
it's
sure
okay.
that
We're going to
everything
text
goes
him.
through.
We'll text him. We'll text him.
Bruh, I got nothing to do. I'll just be like, Wyatt, come over to my house. I'll edit.
See, there you go. There you go.
He's giving me
anyway,
a really funny look right now.
Anyway, so what I was going to say is, I had this conversation with my wife, and we were talking about it, and we were talking about, living life not just like on a timetable, right? Because like time management is important, and it's a very good skill to have, but to be able to live without looking at the clock. You know what I mean? That can drive some people crazy,
Yeah.
but it can also be very liberating. So
I think it's a more anxiety-inducing thing now.
I think
too.
it can be.
I'm saying now.
Oh, for yourself?
No, present day, right? Because obviously people have always had timekeeping devices, right?
Sure.
But now that it's literally the most used device in your household and in your personal life, your phone,
Sure.
I feel like that can induce anxiety because I know that even like just in my general life, whether I was at work or otherwise, I would generally look at the time, right?
Sure.
And
Sure.
I that's normal. That's
Right.
that's not an out of the ordinary thing to do, but it does drive you crazy whenever it comes to like feeling like you're either missing out on something or not making the most of your day.
Sure, but so again, back to the conversation that I had with my wife, because on that, like, I do agree, it can be very stressful not to have like a plan, but it can be just as stressful or even more anxiety inducing when you do have a plan and it falls through. Or it doesn't, or something throws in a wrench. So I think it's healthy to be able to, go with the flow and not have to look at the clock or not to have things go according to plan. You know what I mean? Because nowadays everything is so planned out, right?
So, two things. Josh and I, off mic, in our personal lives, have talked a lot about finding a balance, not just in time management or productivity, but in literally every aspect of your life.
Of course.
And balance does not mean the scales are always at 50-50, right?
Definitely not.
For everyone, the scales are different, and they may be different at different points in your life, or
Exactly.
even on different days.
Well, see, because the thing about balance is making sure it's not at an extreme either way.
that is the meaning of balance. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But because like I know we've had this conversation again off mic, and I've told several people this, and I think it's important for everybody to understand is that, in my opinion, right? I'm not an expert, so I just want to disclose that. But
Thank you. Legal disclaimer.
Legal disclaimer: I am not an expert, and this may or may not work for you. So many people run or chase happiness, right? And like that's what everybody tells you. Chase your dreams, be happy, whatever makes you happy, go for it. But in the scale or in the
This cosmic balance.
not even the cosmic balance, but in the spectrum of human emotion, right? There are several ways that it can go, both up and down, right? And happiness is as much of an extreme as angry and bitterness, you know what I mean? Or sadness, you know what I mean?
not just finding your balance between happiness and sadness, right? But also finding the happy medium between the two to exist in.
Exactly, right? Because you're not, like, real talk. Anybody who says that they're happy all the time is lying to you.
Big facts. Just for all of our younger listeners.
Exactly.
First of all, go to bed and stop listening to this. This is bad advice all around.
Don't Google Goatse.
I regret doing that.
Yeah,
Wyatt-
Wyatt is a grown man, and he
And
says
he
he
regrets
regrets it.
Yeah.
But it's just so important to realize that everything, not just the bad, not just the good, is fleeting. Right?
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
like a drug, man. Happiness is like a drug. And, so many people, and especially kind of like what you mentioned, like it's such an integral part of our lives nowadays is our phone, right? And through our phone and the internet, we always have access to things that interest us, things that are stimulating, right?
They be hitting those dopamine receptors.
Exactly. You need to be okay to be bored every once in a while. You need to be okay to...
Yeah, you think that I started doing this podcast because I was happy and fulfilled?
Absolutely not. You don't do things. You don't change whenever you're happy and fulfilled, right? You're not
Or
content.
at least most of the time you
Right,
don't.
exactly. Which is right, like this is
Once
very
again, it's all about the balance. And the
Exactly.
thing is, it's almost like a cop-out to say balance, right?
sure, because what does that mean?
And not only that, but it can mean different things for different people.
Right,
For
exactly.
every individual, that looks so different
Yep.
that it can't be, and this is one thing that I actually love, is that it almost can't be like distilled into like a self-help book, because regardless of what you can glean from a lot of the self-help artists out there, where there are more of them, because a lot of people will discount them, a lot of people will praise them, I am very indifferent to them, because
I
if
agree.
you can gain something from them, if there is something to be offered, then absolutely glean that. But don't take their word as gospel.
I
right?
agree,
Because there are so many things where they will try to quantify productivity. They will try to quantify your own happiness, your
Yep.
peace, whatever.
Yep.
There are so many things that you can't control and that they can't put into words or numbers or anything, because it's such an individualized process.
100%.
And you have to be the one to know yourself.
I agree. And on that note, because again, I agree with you wholeheartedly on the whole self-help thing. Because again, I'm a huge, I really think it's beneficial.
You're into self-improvement.
Exactly. That's the thing, is I'm very much into self-improvement. And
I would say that
getting
we
better.
both are.
I'd agree. However, I'm not. I really like motivational speakers.
Yeah.
I really like the self-help stuff. But that being said, on what Cameron said, is it's very individualized. So if you're ever looking at these people who put out this stuff and you're looking for answers, you're going to be disappointed, because what you need is differing mindset. And then you need to take that mindset and apply it in a way that works for you.
You're the only person who can decide what is best for you.
See,
And the biggest thing, and this is something that I'm still coming to terms with all the time, is that we are not a fixed point in time.
never.
Right? And
Exactly. We're not static.
once again, none of this is breakthrough shit.
Definitely
right?
not.
Like Josh and I know we are not so far up our own asses that we think that we're like
the first people to say
revolutionaries.
this. Right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
But I think the biggest thing to realize is that we are not fixed points in time, which means that what is absolutely unequivocally the best that you can do with the resources that you have one day of your life may change drastically the next day, which
Yep. means
means that the idea truly of finding some sort of inner peace, while I believe that it is an abstract concept to begin with, if you are not willing to change and you think that peace is some sort of fixed point that you can arrive
somebody
at,
has the
or-
answer.
it's not an end goal, right?
Exactly.
It is a state
It's
of being.
exactly
As much as anything
It's
can be.
ongoing. It's ongoing.
And,
and
and it's a
exactly.
fight sometimes.
100%.
It's not something that can easily be obtained.
Exactly.
And it can change from moment to moment. And the thing is, because we're such fickle creatures,
Yes.
we can sometimes go, oh, hey, I'm not feeling very fucking zen right now, and then we throw ourselves off our entire game because we had
Exactly.
one bad moment.
Exactly. And so many people have let a moment like that just completely derail their entire lives.
Yeah, and
right?
dictate their futures.
I've seen it, because in my time, I'm not old by any means. I'm not young either, but in my time, he's 47. I'm 58.
I'm not old, but I'm not young. 58 is the number that you go with.
Hey, well, what's the average, right? Like,
That's why I was saying 47. Because if you're not young, but you're not old, that's what I would consider middle-aged.
but again, it's all perspective, right? It's all perspective. Some people call
Well,
us
I
old.
would say that's statistical.
Anyway, okay, that is statistical.
No, I'm sure that technically 47 is still probably shooting a little high, especially considering that we are all doomed within the next 30 years. So life expectancy is 30 years from whatever today is.
Exactly.
Anyway,
The
continue,
singularity.
because I do have one thing that I want to circle back to, but
Yeah,
I
for
want
sure.
I want you to finish your thought.
Yeah. So in my time I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people at different states in their life. I've met a lot of great people. I've met a lot of terrible people, and that's not for me to judge by any means. It's just people who I wouldn't.
You can still have a perspective, though.
Exactly.
It's not you saying that this person is terrible on all grounds. It's you
Exactly.
saying that the snapshot of their lives that you happened to encounter was not desirable for your life.
There you go. I like that. Not desirable for my time or my.
Truly,
Yeah.
without derailing too much,
Sure.
a lot of, pretty much all of life is circumstantial, right? Because there are plenty of people, like I'm sure that we'll divulge more of this information too later down the line.
Maybe.
But there are a
Stay
lot of
tuned.
people. Yeah, wow. Plug.
We have to end it on a cliffhanger, otherwise they won't come back.
But there are a lot of people, and I know you can attest to this, and I'm sure Wyatt can too, because you two are my sources right now.
Sure.
There are a lot of people where you can almost see where you would either like or dislike a person if you had met them at a different time.
100%.
Like, excuse me, BTS had to relieve the air from my esophagus. But there are a lot of people where you're like, wow, there are so many qualities in you that I can see myself loving
And wanting
right?
to take and
Exactly.
learn from, right?
Wrong place, wrong time, though.
Exactly.
Where these people are just at a different point in their lives, or there's something just not jiving, right? And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, it's crazy to think that there are so many people that you may absolutely adore
That you'll
in your
never
own
meet.
personal life. No, not only that, but people that you do know that you love currently, that if you had met them at a different point in your life, or if one small thing had not happened, you would despise them, or you just may have never met them. But that's neither here nor there. For this just perspective, say you had met them, or I guess for this hypothetical, say you had met them, you may despise them.
Yep.
So it's just so interesting to think how many things are just a product of circumstance.
No, and see, that's why I attest so much to, not judging. And that's why I wanted to make that clear.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I wanted to kind of hype you up on that, because it is so important to remember that we are all mosaics, for lack of a better word. That is one of my favorite ways to describe people, because we just take little bits of our own experience as we go, and our mosaic is never truly finished until we're not here. So
Yep.
it really is just a matter of trying to let other people live and figure it out as they go.
And again, to circle back to like what we were saying, right? Of like the whole idea of balance, and really, it's not. I wouldn't even say balance, but you got to be able to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. And that's why, again, like I was talking so much about the not being judgmental, because exactly like what Cameron was saying is that we meet so many people who are at a terrible point in their lives, but like he said, we see aspects that are super favorable or super positive or something that we can integrate into our own personal lives or our own way of thinking, that you need to be okay with that. And so many people, just off of the first glimpse or the first negative thing that they see, they throw the whole idea of the person or the place or whatever it is, whatever thing that they can, ingest, right? Whether it media, conversation,
the first
or
impression of that thing, that person, that group, that's
what it is.
they judge that person,
And that's
that
what that
thing,
is.
group
That's
on.
what that forever that is. And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you like, hey, if you see like a homeless man.
Hey,
who-
Hitler actually had some pretty
know-
good speeches.
well, I mean, like he did get an entire country. Like there are aspects like in terms of like.
have you ever
confidence
met a
speaking.
German person? They're kind of stupid.
I actually have met a German
Just
person.
kidding. Shout out Germany. I love you. I'm just kidding.
Germany, you got great chocolate.
Also, I'm not
That's
gonna blame.
Belgium.
I'm not gonna blame any of y'all for what your grandparents did. Your great grandparents did, because now America has Nazis. So I
That's
mean,
true. Well,
yeah. No. Once again, it's all about not judging.
see, 100%.
One thing. wow, if I can not lose my train of thought in the middle of
We've kind of been jumping around a lot.
But at the same
a
time,
big conversation.
But at the same time, it feels very cohesive. I hope it is.
I mean, I
like,
hope so too.
in
Let us
listening to
let
this
us know.
back,
Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell on whatever platform this is.
Like this video if we sound schizophrenic. Dislike this video if we sound schizophrenic.
Exactly.
But I think it really is just important. I would say, whenever you said this, yes, I remember that.
Perfect.
That felt good
I'm so
because
glad.
I'm like hyper focused right now. This
Yes.
is podcast mode. This is not casual conversation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is. We're just bros hanging
Exactly.
out. You know?
It's just us.
There's a couple of
This
boys.
is just us, guys.
Absolutely. So, while I do believe you take the good with the bad, bad with the good, a huge thing, once again, totally my personal perspective. You can take whatever you want from it. That's what I hope you do. I've been thinking a lot lately about how there aren't really good events and bad events that happen.
They're just events.
They're just things, points
Yep.
in time that take place.
Exactly.
And our brains are what associate positive and negative connotations to those
It's
things.
our interpretation of the events, right?
Yes.
Like that's the one thing, and that's again, I tell everybody, we can't control what happens, right? We can't control, like again, you're a perfect example of this right now, Cam, right? You got laid off, you're unemployed right now, which a lot of people would probably
Big
be
facts.
super pissed. I mean, I remember back when COVID, like a year after COVID, a lot of again with our company.
You definitely already said it in one of the other podcasts.
I know. I'll leave it because
It's fine. We can bleep it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll bleep it. We'll keep it anonymous where we work. I just
I feel like we've already doxed ourselves like 8 times. We're going to have to make sure that this is all doctored. It's fine.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, the company that me and Cam worked for, or like I currently work for, and Cameron used to work
Pottery Barn.
for, Pottery Barn.
Shout out Pottery Barn.
Knott's Berry Farm. So we went through a huge recession when COVID was like a year after COVID or whatever, as the pandemic was raging. A lot of employees got furloughed. They weren't fired, but they didn't work. And then when they finally got off furlough, some of them didn't have a job to come back to. And I saw people who reacted very negatively, super angry, super bitter.
And once again, just to say, especially with all the variables in people's lives.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, who's to say?
There's
right?
nothing wrong with that.
Because
and I want you to know that I'm not judging that.
Exactly. Because I don't want everyone to think that we're like, oh no, no matter what happens, you got to be happy.
Exactly.
You have to be cool with
It's unrealistic.
anything. Exactly.
It's unrealistic.
That is absolutely not what I know that is not what Josh is saying. I just wanted to clarify.
Yes,
for
because
everyone
the point that I want to make is because, again, like you can be bitter, you can be angry, but I would much rather be happy. You know what I mean? I would much rather be content with whatever happens. And again, testament to you, Cameron, for keeping your head on, to just be keeping the motivation, staying positive, and getting through this. And again, guys, like if you're going through something like that and you're having a bad experience, because I mean, life hits us all, and life hits us hard, and just keep your head on straight and look at it exactly what Cameron said. It's an event, and we can't control these events, but we can control the way we react to these events.
And I think Josh is giving me way too much credit. I do appreciate it. I really do. Legitimately, I'm just trying to make the best of my life. That's
all
why
you
I'm
can
here.
do. That's
That's
all
why
you
I'm
can do.
here.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that I'm walking like I'm talking.
There you go.
Because if I'm saying these things, I want to make sure that I am also living them. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point?
Exactly. Well,
And,
and one thing you guys will hear from, if you guys listen to this, which I hope you do, and I love you if you're listening, is that me and Cameron are very genuine in what we speak. Everything we say, like it may change, like from this episode to episode 2000, whatever. When we're 28,
we're going to episode 2000.
when we're 28, some of our opinions may change, but that being said, that's going to be true to who we are at that time.
And isn't that the goddamn point of life?
Exactly. Now,
Because we are not fixed points in time.
no,
And
we are
who-
constantly changing.
Who the fuck would have thought that a podcast that started with Goatse would come here, dude?
But we are here, and I hope you guys went on this journey with us, and I
Okay.
hope you enjoyed it. But
I had
Wyatt
one more
needs to get
thing
out
that I
here.
want to circle back to.
Real quick.
And it literally doesn't even matter now because we've gone so deep down the rabbit hole.
yeah, that has
One last thing on the scheduling and time management thing.
yes.
Because I was thinking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this too.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is just going to be a PSA. I'm not even going to try and incorporate it into conversation. There's no more talking points after this. I know there are militant itinerary keepers, right? The people who you say, oh, if you miss something, they react poorly, right?
Sure.
I know people who have to schedule fun, and if that fun gets interfered with, those
Oh,
people
they
go
lose
ballistic,
it.
right?
And that's what I'm saying, man.
Exactly.
You
So-
gotta be able to go with the flow, dude.
Literally was just stuck in my mind.
You gotta
because
divulge.
if you have to schedule fun, get better at having fun.
Or just like reevaluate.
Or just stop having fun.
Exactly. Or yeah. And
Yeah,
man.
fun is not for you. Have you ever thought about that?
Have you ever thought about
Might just
that?
not
Some
be for
people
you.
just aren't fun people. Anyway,
Hey.
we got to stop here. Thank you so much for listening,
Holy
guys.
shit. That's the Goatse to existential crisis pipeline right there.
Not even crisis. I would
Existential-
solutions.
That's us.
See, you either live long enough to, or you die. You die a nihilist, or you live long enough to see yourself become the motivational speaker, Cameron.
Yes. Send me your best pet base.
Wojak.
Send me Wojak's. Send me BoJack Horseman.
Yes.
If you cosplay as BoJack Horseman, I will personally Venmo you $15. Just one of you.
we have that on recording.
Yeah, no, it's fine. For the record, Wyatt has to get out of here. This may be the most like fucking wrapped with a bow podcast that we've done so far. That
think
one
so.
felt clean.
It felt
I'm
very
just gonna
good.
say that right now. That
Cool.
felt clean.
Anyway,
okay.
let's some be behind the scenes excitement from Cameron. So
Yeah,
just
I'm
know
happy. I'm gonna be
We're excited about this.
screaming, pissing my bed for the rest of the night.
Cool.
Good night, y'all.
Alrighty. Good night, everybody. All right. Bye.